Right, hello guys, and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am going to be discussing, is COD SBMM really that bad? I think now is a good time to talk about this in this sort of way. I know this video is going to come across as quite controversial. I think some of my points that I'm going to make, people are going to massively disagree with, and I'm okay with that. We're a channel about discussion and open honesty and, you know, talking all things Call of Duty, and whether or not you guys agree or disagree with me, we like to discuss things, hot topics here in Call of Duty, and now is a good time more so than ever, I think, to talk about this, because of course right now everyone has fluctuated onto finding out their skill dating. Of course right now you can go and find out your specific skill data and data that the Treyarch, Activision, you name it, keeps about you and uses to, I guess, determine what lobbies you get put into to a degree. So far, the information that people are finding out is their own like skill level and stuff, but it doesn't tell you the lobbies that these people have been put in, like the people you've been facing. It just tells you how high your skill rating's been, whether it's gone up, whether it's gone down based on performance, of course, whether you've had a high KD, high SBMM, low skill base, score per minute, low KD, etc. Doesn't really tell you what lobbies you're getting into. So we're kind of missing a bit of data here to kind of back up the skill rating and stuff, because obviously there are going to be people who are two-boxing and are getting their data. There's going to be people who just play the normal matchmaking and get their data. There's a lot of, like, you know, inconsistencies at the moment, but I'm sure we're going to find out more over time as people put together the data and compare and to see what, you know, is the truth when it comes to Call of Duty skill-based matchmaking. But I wanted to talk about it today more so than ever and discuss, is it really that bad? Is Call of Duty SBMM a really blown out of proportion, over the top topic? And I'm also going to discuss something that I'm kind of leaning towards here as well, that you can actually get easier lobbies now with Call of Duty SBMM more so than you could back in the day with random-based matchmaking. And I'm going to kind of share my thoughts on that in a second. But stick around. I also hope you guys enjoy and stick around to the end of this video, because at the end of this video is one of the funniest rage reactions I've ever had in this gameplay, which I am playing the pentathlon mode, which I did make a video about in my last video, and I got some mixed reactions on that. I was making a video kind of showcasing how to kind of defeat skill-based matchmaking, because I personally believe this game mode does actually have zero skill-based matchmaking. I think I found a reason for that as well. I've noticed that playing this game mode, the pentathlon mode, doesn't actually count towards your KD or any of your recent matches. So I don't know if this counts as a party game mode or something, but there is no actual track stats for this. There's no the leaderboards for this. There's no, you don't get any KD for this. It does, however, track if you get a nuke, etc., what kill streaks you use. It's very odd. I think this is listed as a party game mode, but it isn't said that it's a party game mode, which is very interesting, which I think is why there seems to be a lack of skill-based matchmaking, in my opinion. And I'm going to say in my opinion, because I did say it was, you know, 100% fact, and I still agree that, like, I personally believe that it is 100% fact that this game mode has no skill-based matchmaking. But a lot of you were telling me that I was wrong. You were telling me that this game mode does have skill-based matchmaking, that it is actually like playing a normal Call of Duty lobby, like you've played so many lobbies, and it's as typical, you know, Call of Duty experience that you get nowadays with the skill-based matchmaking that does exist. And I don't know if that's also because, obviously, I get around skill-based matchmaking a little bit by turning off crossplay on Xbox, which, of course, limits how many players I face, etc., and makes it, you know, less likely for me to come across, like, sweatier players. Of course, all the better players play on PC, probably even PlayStation. Xbox isn't that massive of a player base, but I do believe that's actually been rejuvenated because of Game Pass this year. But the point is, like, I've obviously trying, you know, I game the what do you call it, the SBMM a little bit by turning crossplay off, and then playing a game mode that isn't as popular and possibly as a party game mode probably makes my matchmaking a little bit different to yours. So I'm fully aware that you guys may have had a different experience, but that video was of course made to try and help you guys get easier nukes and stuff. And of course you can turn off crossplay yourself if you're on console, and, you know, maybe you'll get the same results that I am. But let's talk about SBMM. Is it actually that bad in Call of Duty? Is it really that bad? Is it over the top hated? I personally think it is. I think this topic is so blown out of proportion. Of course, we spend every Call of Duty year now trying to determine how the matchmaking works, finding different ways to get around it in order to make your lobbies easier and do the thing, you know, just have a normal, what people consider a normal Call of Duty experience. Now, Call of Duty SBMM back in the day, which we will say back in the day, because yes, COD SBMM did exist all them years ago. We're talking Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1. It did exist, but it just didn't exist in the same way that it exists nowadays, where it's so thick that everything feels like an algorithm. Now, of course, we say COD SBMM as well. It's more than just SBMM. It's kind of an algorithm to keep you playing. It isn't really SBMM, because obviously you are going to play easier lobbies when the game gives you easier lobbies. You're you're going to play harder lobbies, when the game gives you harder lobbies, based on many different factors that are very hard to work out because Activision tries to keep them a secret, even though they've made like a thing set, you know, they gave us a whole blog post saying about how this, that, and the other works. We still don't really know how SBMM works. We don't know if it does include like what store bundles you buy, what time of day you play, what region you're from, etc. We know there's so many different factors. It's so complex, and we're still another year of Call of Duty where people are talking about SBMM, and now we're finding out our skill data and stuff and trying to use that to determine what Call of Duty SBMM is and how it all works perfectly to the T. But I would like to argue that Call of Duty SBMM has made it easier than ever to actually get easier lobbies. And I'm talking from my own perspective as well. I've had more nukes in Call of Duty in the years that we've had skill-based matchmaking than the years where we didn't have skill-based matchmaking. And I want to put it forth to you guys kind of like this. So back in the day with the obviously kind of random-based matchmaking where you'd face good players, bad players, all in the same lobby, right? It was a mixture. You'd have your 0.5 KD players, your 2 KD players, your 1.2 KD players. You could have a bot lobby of just all 0.5 KD players or all 1 KD players. But there was no way to really determine that because it was random-based matchmaking, right? It was all based on ping. Everything was, you know, all about ping, which is one thing that I can say about SBMM at the moment is the thing that I do hate. Like, obviously, matchmaking from older Call of Duties, which we have, like, obviously showcased on the channel, was a lot quicker without, you know, the SBMM that we have nowadays. So that's one thing that does go against SBMM, and I absolutely hate. Like, the fact that it affects your matchmaking time is absolutely ridiculous and is really annoying, to say the least. But I don't think it's as detrimental to the matchmaking as people like to have out. And I know this is going to be controversial. I know people are going to be like, Taz, you're dumb. Like, we don't need SBMM. I get it. I know I'm going to get some hate for this. But my argument is that more so than ever, you can kind of determine your matchmaking, obviously. And we're talking about like gaming the SBMM. You can actually find the bad players if you really wanted to. If you wanted to face the lesser skilled players in Call of Duty, you can openly choose to do so by throwing a few games. You can openly play in the easiest lobbies you ever wanted to play in by throwing games. Now, I imagine most people wouldn't want to do that. Of course, most people don't want to waste their time having to reverse boost, essentially. Obviously, there was two boxing, which was probably many new methods on how to do that. Obviously, I turn off crossplay, which on Xbox is very difficult to do. You have to go into your settings, and it's not a very well-known thing, but doing that also limits your matchmaking. There's so many ways to make your matchmaking easier, to fight the lesser skilled players, that I would argue that COD SBMM has made it easier than ever to get easier lobbies. And obviously we've seen this with YouTube as well. How many videos back in the day did you see of a solo YouTuber, so not 6-man teams, because obviously back in the day there were 6-man teams that used to drop double, triple nukes, etc. in Black Ops 2, but tell me how many solo YouTubers out there were dropping quad nukes and stuff. Like, you see people like, I think it's VProms or whatever the hell his YouTube name is, dropping triple, quadruple nuclears in a singular game. How many people do you see doing that back in the day? Like, you know that sort of thing happens more often now with the way COD SBMM is. Now, I'm not advocating for SBMM. I don't think it deserves to be in the game. I would prefer random-based matchmaking, even if that came at the cost of me not being able to get nukes as easier, just because I like the experience. I feel like it does make Call of Duty a bit soulless. And I think that's what people really hate about SBMM. SBMM has made Call of Duty a little bit soulless when it comes to Call of Duty. But you guys let me know down below what you think, and I'll leave you guys with this funny rage reaction here at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
I've had enough of this. I've fucking had enough of this. You guys are fucking unfair fucking dickheads. Constant fucking spawn trapping. Huh? Constantly knowing where I am and where I'm gonna fucking be. Yes, mate, I didn't get a fucking kill. You guys are fucking cheating. Fucking dickhead. Fucking dickhead. Yeah, you're bad. Nah, you're a fucking cheat.